Congratulations on making it to level 2. You are going to apply what you know about Winnie Foster and how she changed as the plot progressed for planning a character analysis. You've already done this in class. You did this at your tables and you analyzed how the tucks grew or changed. But now you're going to do this on your own independently with Winnie Foster. So your action steps. Step 1, you're going to think of 3 character traits for Winnie that shows how she grew or changed as the plot progressed. Remember, happy, sad, anxious, those might just show how Winnie was at that moment, but they're not describing her character. So at the beginning of Tuck Everlasting, what was Winnie like? Think back to when she lived with the Fosters, when she was inside the Touch Me Not cottage and the big fence that seemed to say, "Move along, we don't want you here." As the plot progressed, how did Winnie change? What was she like? Think about when she was with the Tuck family. And then finally, by the resolution, tell me what Winnie was like and how she had changed. I chose to do May Tuck as an example. So for me, if it was May Tuck, I would say that May was habitual. May was at the beginning, and then in the middle, May was boring or plain because she didn't really change. But then at the end, she revealed that she was actually fiercely protective and loving because she killed the man in the yellow suit. So then we're going to plan your essay with this outline. So your body, paragraph 1, we're going to choose our first character trait. You need to introduce your character. However, you can't just say, "My character is Winnie." Everybody's character is Winnie, and you need to make sure that you write this so that it doesn't look like an assignment. I chose to introduce May Tuck by saying May is the matriarch of the immortal Tuck family in Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. A couple things that I want you to notice about my outline is that I used the title, Tuck Everlasting, and I gave the author. I want you to do the same thing. So when you introduce Winnie Foster, you need to include the title and the author. Then when I gave her first character trait, I said in the beginning of the plot, May was very habitual because nothing ever changed for her. I didn't just say May was habitual. I say when, and I say why I think that. Then you have to prove it. So for textual evidence, I said at dawn, May set out on her horse for the wood at the edge of the village of Tree Gap. She was going there, as she did once every 10 years, to meet her 2 sons, Miles and Jesse. Notice that when I pulled text, I used quotations. I want you to do the same. Here, you give a quotation and then you have to give the page number as well. So after you put the quotations, use parentheses by put the page number there, and the period goes on the outside. It's not enough to just give textual evidence. I have to explain how that proves that May was habitual. So when I explained my evidence, I said, like clockwork, she meets up with her son every 10 years. Same with the second character trait. I say, when we're talking about, so throughout the story, as the plot progresses, May shows that she is a plain and simple woman who seems bored. I again have to prove it with text. So here I say the text states, I add a comma and quotations. May sat there frowning, a great potato of a woman. Here I did the same thing, close quotations, page number in parentheses, and period on the outside. Then I explain my evidence. The author uses a potato as a metaphor for May because it is plain in appearance and bland in taste, which reflects May and her lifestyle. My third character trait, I say finally, to indicate that I am talking about as we move towards the resolution. May sheds the boring demeanor that she once had to reveal a fiercely protective fighter. Then I prove it. Notice that with this one, I actually summarize much of the plot, and so that I don't have to incorporate too much of the text. You can only incorporate 3 lines at a time. When the man in the yellow suit threatened Winnie and the Tuck family secret, May And then here I begin mid-quote, and that is okay because I only need this part of the sentence to prove that May was fiercely protective. May swung the shotgun around her head like a wheel. The man in the yellow suit jerked, but it was too late. With a dull cracking sound, the stock of the shotgun smashed into the back of his skull, and he dropped like a tree. Then I explained the evidence by saying because May grew to love Winnie so much, she killed the man in order to preserve Winnie's life and the secret. It's now your turn to begin applying what you know about Winnie Foster in your outline. Good luck.